Hey, Bayek, it's me, and in today's video, I'm continuing my look at Hammer House of Mystery and Suspense, 1984. This was the follow-up series to Hammer House of Horror from 1980. And this is episode 3, A Silent Scream, which was transmitted on the 5th of November 1984 on ITV, but it did get shown this series all over the schedules. But yes, that was the official transmission date. Now, all these episodes are 70 minutes long. It was written by Martin Worth, who was an experienced TV series writer going right back to 1956. Then it was directed by John Huff, who in this directs 3 episodes. We'd already had Checkmate, which is the first one. That's one with Susan George. And then we've got to come after this one, Black Carrion, which is an excellent episode. So he did 3. Now, it was a film director experience as well. Twins of Evil from 1971, which is a Hammer film. It was also in director of The Legend of Hell House, 1973. Now, 1974, he directed Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry. Also, 2 Disney films, Escape to Witch Mountain, 1975, and Return from Witch Mountain, 1978. Also, just throw this in, he was a director of Incubus, which is from 1981, a horror film. Yes, brilliant. Okay, so let's talk about the cast. The cast dominates again, and he stars in this time, is David Carradine. Yes, David Carradine, who plays Michael. What a great actor he was, really. He, in fact, goes back to 1947. His career was quite a big career. He was in Boxcar Bertha from 1972, which is a Martin Scorsese film. He was, as I knew him, really, as we did, well, certainly back in the day, as they say, in the TV series Kung Fu from 1972 to 1975, which there were 63 episodes. And that was, we all loved Kung Fu. Who could not love Kung Fu? But as I say, he had this film career, Death Race 2000, he was in that, 1975. And he's in a real cult classic, I think it is Q the Winged Serpent. It's a creature feature, but it's rather good. It's 1982. It's great. And of course, in later years, he came, well, back in many ways into predominance in Kill Bill Volume 2 from 2004. I mean, it's a Tarantino film. He's done it again as Tarantino, brought back these great actors. Wonderful stuff that was. Anyhow, that's that. Now, the next actress is Stephanie Beacham. Yes, Stephanie Beacham. She plays Rosemary. Again, she's somebody who got a wonderful career and still has. She's somebody who featured a lot in TV, but also she's feature films. Most notable, again, a nice connection here. She was in Dracula AD 1972, which was a Hammer film. Brilliant. Well, I absolutely love it. I think it's a great Dracula film, starring, of course, Christopher Lee. Um, and she was in a film similar time, a horror film, and now The Screaming Starts. That's from 1973. She was in a wonderful sci-fi horror film called Insomnioid from 1981. Great title. And last year she was in a film called Grey Matter, which is about sort of dementia. Um, that was last year. She's still actively making films, but she had a lot of TV work. I sort of came across her. I remember Dynasty. I remember that. But she's been in just stacks of things. Wonderful actress. Yes. Then we've got Stephen Grief, or Grief, I think that's how you pronounce it, who plays Clifford. I knew him straight away from Blake 7, where he played the first Travis in 1978. Um, he's quite outstanding in that, but that's how I sort of knew him. In feature films, he was in Nicholas and Alexandra, which was quite a big film. But again, the majority of his work is in theatre and TV series, as it was. Yeah, and then we've got Stephen Chase playing Gary. Um, the film, again, it does pop up quite a bit, was Cry of the Banshee from 1970. He's in that, which is this horror film which pops up a lot. But another one is just a very solid TV actor, just in so many. And then the last one that I'll mention is Leslie Dunlop. She plays Sarah, and outstanding film is, of course, David Lynch classic The Elephant Man from 1980 with John Hurt. She was in that. Yes, what a wonderful film to be in. And of course, we have to have it, don't we? Doctor Who connections. She was being in two Doctor Who stories. She was in Frontiers from 1984 with the Fifth Doctor, that is, Peter Davison, Fifth Doctor. Then she was in The Happiness Patrol from 1988, which was a Seventh Doctor, Sylvester McCoy story in his very first season, that is, that he did. And that is good. Isn't it good? We always have our Doctor Who connections, don't we? By it, we do. Now, this again really benefits from the location on film. It's in Cornwall, in Coverack. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's was the major sort of area where they all filmed it, and it looks dramatic, really dramatic, doesn't it? All the way the sea crashes against the rocks, and just the whole atmosphere on this Cornish coast is amazing, absolutely, and it brings that element into the story. So you're saying, what is this story about? Well, we've got David Carradine's character, Michael, who's lying on his deathbed in prison, and is in prison for a murder he knows he didn't commit, but he obviously was found guilty. And this is a woman that he really loved, who he was having an affair with, that is quite clear in the story. And he wants her to leave this rather rich, I think he's a diplomat, and he's somehow able to go back and see the events of this fateful weekend, which all come together. And it's really well done because he's like a ghost-like character, as an old man as he is, popping up and making these appearances, and it's wonderful the way it's done. It really is. It keeps you really gripped into the story about what is going to happen, and can he really help and even prevent this from happening? Is it possible to change these events? But he discovers the truth. That is the idea in many ways, and that it's wonderful. And I like the ending as well. The ending is very satisfying ending to this, because it's quite a tragic story, you could say. It really is. But it's brilliantly acted, and I think David Carradine just stands out. So his performance is wonderful. Absolutely love it. And Stephanie Beacham is wonderful. She's an attractive woman, plays this role really well. Excellent. And she is a good actress. She always has that. She always has a sort of an element of a glamorous character. I think that goes back to her Dynasty role. Yeah, very good. She's really good in there. So that is the actual story, and it, as I say, I think it just continues this entertaining, really well written stories, and I can't really understand. The more I'm doing this, is why this wasn't as successful as the first one from 1980, the first series. Maybe because it's there's a certain shift maybe in this, but I think it's great. It's a shame it didn't do better, and is better remembered, because everybody always remembers the first one rather than this series. Maybe that explains why it hasn't been given the Blu-ray release it deserves. But it's such an excellent story, it really is. And that's it, really. Before I go, I just, as usual, will show you this. There it is. It's on there. Fantastic. Really enjoyed it. And enjoying doing this whole series. So that's it. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Then we'll let you know when I put out these videos, and you can have a look as well at all what I produce, and you might like it, you might not. But if you like this particular video, please give it a like, because then it gets it out onto YouTube, and hopefully on the algorithms, then more people might want to try and think, hey, I'll give them a watch, I'll perhaps what. And if you've got any comments, please put some comments down, because I really love to read your comments. And say all cost note. So you can't say further than that. By heck, you can't. Not nowadays, can they? By heck. Anyhow, that's it. So all I gotta say is, I'll see thee again.